Educator externships play an important role in helping to connect teachers, counselors, and leaders with key local employers. Participating in an externship can help to bring real-world examples to the classroom, build new employer partnerships, and strengthen our workforce development efforts. I have personally participated in an externship, and I know just how valuable they are. Let's learn about one approach to teacher externships from Newton County, Georgia.
Connect Newton is a teacher externship program we started here in Newton County about 3 years ago as a joint partnership between the school system and the Economic Development Department, where we connect educators with business and industry, specifically in manufacturing for us because it's one of our largest employer bases here in Newton County.
When you're always thinking about where's your pipeline coming from, and those kindergartners that come through school really are the workforce of the future, it made sense to kind of really look at our educators and say, what do you know about your community, and how can we give you more tools to understand how to be a true community partner?
The Connect Newton teacher externship was phenomenal. I got a chance to spend some time with SRG Global, who's a worldwide manufacturer of automobile parts.
I've passed Clarion medals for years, but I had no idea what all went on behind the doors until I did the externship. Once I actually got into the manufacturing plant, it just totally blew my mind.
I was fortunate to go to a company called Takeda, and they actually make a drug for people with autoimmune diseases. We got to see everything from the warehouse all the way up to the laboratories and even the water processing plants in between. So it was really a huge look at opportunities for students or their parents in Newton County.
So when you're starting to think about what kinds of skills people need to work in there, what kinds of jobs are available, teachers oftentimes don't really have a knowledge base. All of our manufacturing companies have folks working in them that have a high school diploma, and they've got people in there with PhDs.
Each person we interviewed gave us what do they need, what characteristics they need to be in that position. And it was a great experience because a lot of the students I work with don't see college in their future, but I know they have to work. I know they have a skill that they can use when they graduate from high school. So that was a great experience for me to take back to the classroom.
And it's nice to be able to sit down and have a conversation that, you know, in your back door, if you get this high school diploma, you can go do X, Y, and Z at Takeda, SRG Global, all the other places that several other of my colleagues went to. So yeah, you can go get a 2-year degree and you can make more money than I do as a teacher, you know, working in this area. And it was kind of funny. You could see the kids' heads turning, those wheels, you know, the hamster wheels are working, and they're thinking about other options besides what they may have thought there was out there in Covington.
So in our model, we identify companies that want to participate. We try to get as many as we can. And then we try to keep our teacher number down to where we can assign 3 or 4 teachers to each company that we have signed up. We try as best we can to spread them amongst the grade levels. So we try to have an elementary, a middle, and a high school teacher in every group. We try to vary the subjects that they teach. So when they go out to experience the company and to shadow the company and look at the different jobs in the company and interview the folks within the building, they're looking at it through different lenses. And then we have them meet back in the afternoons and they talk about what they've learned. They start to put together a portfolio and a presentation for the end of the week.
We get to see what they learned, we get to see how they felt about the program, and it's really exciting once a teacher and an educator that the light bulb goes off and they get it. And so for us, I think that's the exciting aha moment, that we really get that sense of pride that they're connected.
We have a lot of businesses here in Covington, and they want to connect with us as teachers because the people that live here, they're going to eventually work in the community. So if we can make that connection and work together to see what skills they need for their jobs, we can start teaching them early as elementary as I do, so that when they graduate from high school, they'll be ready and be employable, which is our end goal.
Connect Newton is more than we ever could imagine. I think it has truly brought in the educator that really didn't know what was in their community and how to highlight them beyond just saying they're here. It really gave them a window in and a new tool in their toolbox to be able to educate our students and even our parents.
And so part of the impetus behind it was really to say, hey, look, pick something you like, pick something you're passionate about, and there's a job for you regardless of how many degrees you have or don't have. We've got a good spot for you. And so trying to message that out to our community and to our teachers and help everyone figure out how do we get to that place and fill those needs in our community.